Getting closer. Do you want to do this now? Are you ready? And then after this, we still have a few iPads. We have a few other prizes. But in case you don't know, Shannin Metatawabin, CEO at NACA. Thank you very much.
I'm good. Thank you very much, André. What a week we've had. Last 2 days have been amazing. And this is on the tail end of 2 years being at home. I think the last time I saw you guys was at our last Prosperity Forum. I know a lot of people that I talked to, that was their last event that they participated in. And I think I got the same feeling now that I had back then. And now we have this resurgence of energy to get back to work, to get back at it, to help our people. Now, I want to recognize some of the successes that we've had. I know that they've been highlighted a couple times, but for me, for the past 5 years, these are some of the milestones, some of the historical things that we've done here at NACA. We've launched an Indigenous Growth Fund for the first time ever, access to capital, accessing the market to provide to our people. We launched an Indigenous Women's Program. I was able to speak to almost 32 business service officers just to give them some insight into that frontline working, the things that they can expect. And we're in a good place with them being trained and getting out into the community. We just did a ribbon cutting on our building here at 338 Somerset, right at Bank, right in the middle of Ottawa. It's going to be a place for entrepreneurs to come to when they're learning how to start a business, or if they're meeting with government to talk about procurement. It's going to be a place to come. We are now launching an Indigenous Prosperity Foundation. Philanthropic opportunities are immense. Social impact opportunities are immense, and we have a lot of areas for support for business services, information, and capacity to work on. So that's going to be a big one that's going to roll out. Aboriginal entrepreneurship programming has seen decline for 20 years, but we're steadily seeing that there's a return of support in that area. So that's going to bring support to our AFIs. And the rapid response to ensure the delivery and deployment of assistance for the COVID pandemic for our Indigenous entrepreneurs, it just demonstrates how good our AFI network is at getting supports out to our community. So they did an amazing job. Let's give them a hand. One of the things that's always been at the top of my priority list, but it always gets shoved down, is to ensure that there's a mechanism for information, training, and supports for our entrepreneurs to go through a learning journey. So we're launching a physical hub at our building and a virtual hub online to ensure that we're connecting our entrepreneurs to a learning path so that our AFIs are going to get connected with those new entrepreneurs. So that's something that we're going to be working on. I want to recognize our board. If the board are still in the room, can you please stand up? There's one, Wayne Flamand. We got Keith back there. Jean-Vincent, Corey, Carol. Without the board's support, we wouldn't have had all this success. I also want to recognize our team, our staff at NACA. We've been growing and we've been doing a lot of work, and everybody always makes jokes about how many jobs I give them off the side of their desk because I got too many ideas that I'm always expecting so much of them. And you know what? I really appreciate them immensely, and I'm going to get them on the stage as soon as I'm done here because I want you to see them, because they have been pulling extra hours, doing extra things, all because of the passion that they have to get things done. And I really, really appreciate them. I want to recognize our AFIs. If the AFIs can stand up, please. The GMs and the chairs, please stand up. Give them a... Thank you so much. Our AFI network, more than 35 years delivering entrepreneurial supports to the community. We also have some special committees, the TAG and the AEP committee, that assist our processes. If you could stand up. Who's on the TAG committee? Who's on the AEP committee? There we go. There we go, Leonard. Thank you so much. I think some people have left. Thank you, Terry. It's so important to our evolution, always assessing, making sure that we have the right things in place. Now, I also want to, without the support of the ISK team, we got Chris Duchesne, Kelly Blanchette at the back, Sylvie, John Geraldes. If you could stand up, this is really an important time. Thank you so much. We got Matt Garrow joined their team and Stephen Price. Without good partners and allies, and that's really what I want to talk about right now. I think everybody in this room are allies to our struggle to assert our economies and to participate in prosperity. And every one of you allies that are in here are here for the good reason. It's to help us, to guide us, to ensure that we have those mechanisms in place so that we can participate in this economy. I know I'm always cagey with different people that approach me because I'm always cognizant that there are people there for the wrong intentions. We have a big market, it's untapped. There are what we call in the community sharks that we have to make sure that they are there for the right intentions. And I get thrown off by this indigenous-led now. It's almost like this term reconciliation, indigenous-led. People take it and they start utilizing it in their own way. I almost want to just tell you all that we should probably just call it indigenous. This indigenous-led with the tokenism of having a non-indigenous organization with an indigenous representative has been used too much for events and organizations. And let's just try to call it what it is so that we can all understand what it is. I just highlight that. I was able to speak to the BSO officers, and what I left with them is some teachings from my grandfather. And this is how I guide my life, because I was partially raised by my grandfather, and he lived off the land. And anybody who got their teachings from their grandparents will totally understand this. We're here to celebrate our gifts, and that's our role in our community. And he always said, try to understand the struggle and the situation, because that'll give you your energy, but try to focus on those things that you're good at and do it well, and support as many of your community as you can, because that's what we're here for. There's a Cree term called kwachi. It means the health of your neighbor determines the success of your future. So the Indigenous community is very community oriented, and we're working in a capitalist market where it's very individual. So our mindset is thinking about our community. So when we see our natural environment eroded by resource development and extraction, and the world is getting so rich, but we're not sharing in that wealth, we're definitely, and we've been removed from the economy, from the space. It's wrong. And right now, after 300 plus court cases that are firm our rights and title, we're saying no more. We want to share in this wealth. The minister was just here and she talked about resource development, but we don't just want benefits agreements. We want ownership of those projects. So equity is on top of the list. Low cost capital, other mechanisms governments need to support, benefit agreements, of course, and then revenue share. So there's three pillars there. For any sort of future development, there's no prosperity for Canada without Indigenous prosperity. And I say it everywhere. I want you guys to say it too, because, you know, our generational wealth, they say we don't have any, but we do. It's in our lands. Our ancestors worked very hard. They're resilient. They survived something that lots of people shouldn't have survived, but they were here because you're sitting right here, right now. And I don't want to really say you owe it to your ancestors to do anything special. I'm saying that they made sure that you're here, so try to celebrate your gift and your role and ensure the future prosperity of those children that are not yet born, and recognize those children whose family trees were not able to grow, and they're just finding their graves right now. So that's a really important sort of message, is to think about that. And for your organizations that are working with Indigenous people and that don't really understand the barriers, there's so many barriers that our people have been faced, and they continue to face to this day, because the system is so discriminatory to our people. It's excluded us, and we need to open doors for our people. We need to recognize them. We need to just show some care and recognize that there's trauma in our people that is so ingrained and it's generation to generational. There's so much anxiety in our community. We got to recognize that. We got to show some care and some understanding and understand the history a little bit. I was so happy to see FCC talk about that. That's so important, because if you support the people, and then the next generation will get better and better. I don't know if you guys saw my kids, but they're running around here eating and everything like that. And that's exactly what you want. You want that next generation to be a lot better. And he's going to be an engineer, I could tell. So I also wanted to leave you with, please join our journey, continue our journey. Add us on LinkedIn, add us on the Facebook, I've even got a TikTok now. I know I don't do the dancing, but what I'm doing is I'm adding like Indigenous events, economic development gems. I want to, interview different people and just share this journey with everybody, because we're all learning together and we're all getting better together. So at this point, I want to ask my staff, my whole team, if you can come up to the stage. I want to recognize you. Please come up here. André, Jerry, Frank, Sarah, Debbie, Mark. Come up here. Come up on stage. We're going to take a picture. And the conference coordinators, if you can come up here too. Oh, yeah, they're coming up. I know, eh? I think I started with 10 people at the very, very beginning, and we've added to our team. We continue to add to our team, because this is what you need to do to actually get the work done when we're diversifying and adding new services. Let's see, is everybody here? Thank you very much for coming out, everybody. I appreciate you. The next one's going to be bigger. I was just so happy that this many people were able to come out right now. Miigwech, miigwech.
All right, don't leave the room yet. We are literally almost done. I know it says closing prayer, Claudette Commanda. Unfortunately, she was not able to make it, but we've had our share of prayer, so I think we're all right. Between the two of us, we at least have the age of an elder, anyways. Okay, I'm gonna let Sunshine. I've been talking. I've been stealing the mic all day from her, so I'm gonna let her say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you all for being a part of this. Thank you, NACA, for the extraordinary work that you are doing for Indigenous businesses, for Indigenous entrepreneurs. It is actually super inspiring. The Growth Fund, I think, is going to be phenomenal, and it's going to really help all kinds of businesses. I think that we've seen, what housing has been an issue. Well, that's how we get housing, is through business. That's how we get reconciliation, is through business, and all of these good things. So I want to thank you all. Thank you for inviting me to be up here with André. I did want to jig with him in the worst way, and he shot me down 2 times. But anyways, I mean, that was my only little, my little negative for the entire time here, was that, getting rejected. But miigwech kbijayeg nongum, thank you for coming, and I look forward to watching you all grow.
All right, so thank you. So I've got some thank yous, and then I have some prizes. So you got to listen to my thank yous, and then there's still 2 iPads and some of the battery chargers from our booth. So still a bit. Let's see. And the what? Oh yeah, sorry. Don't forget, I would really, as many of you as possible, let's go outside as soon as I say now, right? We'll all go outside, we'll get one huge group photo. There's quite a few of us. I counted earlier 214, and now I'm at 187. Okay, so we lost a few, but we're good. We got enough people. Okay, so let's do that. So my thank you list. Number 1 on my list was actually Sunshine. Okay, because, yeah, seriously. Give her a hand.
Sorry about the shit talk about not dancing with me, Andre. Thank you, Andre.
Yeah, there's no way I could have done a jig. I was like, oh man. I just realized actually, I think I jigged on Tuesday night on my way from the bar back to the hotel. Not purposely, but anyways. So yeah, Sunshine. They asked, I don't know, Shannin, again, here you can do this, right? So he asked me to be the MC. We talked about different scenarios. Do I do this by myself? I was like, I don't know if I feel comfortable enough. What if I go up there and I fail? So I have my backup. And anyways, it was awesome. It was awesome. We met years ago, but we don't really know each other. But she was at the office. She actually came to our office to record her podcast because that was when the trucking, whatever those guys were called. Certainly wasn't Freedom anyways, but let's not get into that. So she was at the office and I was like, I'm going to ask her, right? I mentioned it to her, right? But even just in our brief 2-minute chat, I was like, I know I can get along with this girl, right? We have chemistry, so I think we're all right. So anyway, I'm glad she agreed to do it. Hilton staff, I know they're not standing in here right now, but I want to thank the Hilton staff. They make a huge difference, obviously. Those last minute requests, hey, we need 6 chairs up on stage. Where are they right now? All those things. Encore AV, the guys at the back, thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. Same with the Hilton. Fred, I had you on my list. I want to thank you. Appreciate Fred. I did, and I also wanted to thank again 2 elders. So I had my good friend Leonard Ojic, who steps in every time, last minute request. Thank you, Leonard Miigwech. Right. And Claudette Commanda, who couldn't be here. And then the last ones on my list, not the least, but you are the last ones on my list, is everyone for attending, okay? Because I might have mentioned this, we had no idea how many people we're gonna get, right? And it's hard to plan a forum, a big conference. Are we gonna get 50, 100, 150? Our numbers really, you gotta confirm how much for food. And anyways, I think we had decided we'd be happy if we got 200. And I was like, I want to see 250. And remember I said 1 to 249? Is that what I said? 249. Somebody couldn't sign up to get me at 250? One person, that's all I needed. Oh, anyways. So how about a round of applause for you guys, please? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so close. This is awesome. Okay, so let's do some quick prizes. The iPads will be last. So the first one is the solar charger. Okay, so this is to charge your phone if you're, I don't know, stuck on a beach or something. All right, so I'm just gonna grab these. Stuck on a beach, yeah, that's true. Eh? Anyways, that would be a nice place to be stuck for sure. Jennifer Dubois. Are you still here, Jennifer? No, she's not here. Okay. Well, Destiny, you told me that she's not here, so I'm going to give this to you. Oh. How's that? Hey, one of our youth panel. That's awesome. Okay, do you want to hold that? Okay, and then let's see. I'm just going to quickly go through those because everybody's waiting for the iPad. Gina. Yes, Gina's still here. Gina Dockstader. I kind of know Gina, so I feel like I can tease her. Her daughter worked for us, actually. That was a couple of years ago, I think. Yeah, something like that. Well, it was pre-COVID for sure, that's right. All right, what do we got next? Willie Moore. Willie? No? Who said he's not here? There you go, come on up, come on up, come on up. They only gave, I think there was eight of these. And they only gave me 8 cards, so I have no choice. So now you know that the next one, if they're not here, you yell it right away, right?
I like this game.
Did you put a card in? From NEDC, Serena Mayer. Or is she here? Yeah, there we go. Still got 3 more of these. Yep. All right. See, told you there's only 3 left. Solomon Alorut, I apologize for this. Hey, there he is. Awesome. All right, let's get the next one up here. Well, we already know she's not here. Helen Holloway, did you come back? Helen? Come on, nobody knows how this works? There you go. Thank you. Hey. You want to hand that to her? All right. Doesn't work that way for the iPads, by the way, just this one. All right. Wow. Didn't she win earlier too? Shannin? Heston? Yeah. Jeez. If she wins an iPad, I don't know. You guys are... All right. So don't forget, you got to be here to win the iPad. And let's see. Wayne, a number between 1 and 249. Look at that. He's from out west. Sandy Wong. Are you here, Sandy? Uh-oh. I'm going to email him too and tell him that he almost got an iPad. And no, you can't take it, Andrew. Sorry. But Andrew, you can pick the next number. How's that? 1, 2, 3. All right. Martin Mayer from Dananay. Oh, hey, he is here. All right. So these are iPad Airs. They're brand new, the latest ones. We didn't cheap out, you know, with the old ones, which were, geez, discounted, but no. All right. I think this is the last thing I have to do, right? We do this, go outside for the picture. Let's do that drum roll. Drum roll.
Oh, drum roll on the iPad? Is this a drum as well?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to ask Kimberly, pick a number between 1 and 249 and not one of the ones that were said before. I think he left. Michael Hofford. FCC, he's gone, eh? Darn. And he was one of our major, he was the major sponsor, but anyways, he missed out an iPad. Jerry Hubner, 14. That makes, he's helping me out. He knows the first page. I don't have to flip through. Number 14, from Olneweg, Arlene White. Awesome. All right. Thank you. Merci. Miigwech. Now let's go outside for a picture. You can leave your stuff here if you want, just for a second. Let's quickly do the picture and then come back in and gather your stuff, or however you want to do it. But let's get a great big group photo. Thank you once again, everyone. Much appreciated. And we're out.